Okay.
Oh God.
Wow.
Hey everyone, this is elyse-anne, and I have Keon with me. I actually met her in the Spiritual Entrepreneurs group, and it's just so amazing how far we have taken our relationship. But yeah, recently we did an exchange reading, and I loved it so much. She was so spot on, and today I had a message to do this overview reading, but the renovation seems to be going on, so um, that's how it's supposed to be, I guess. But nonetheless, just focus on the message. And it took me a while before I came on to talk about the year because, first of all, I was going through my own shit. And I wasn't really sure where the direction was. And to be honest, I was actually pretty disappointed because there was just so much hype about 2016 is the year of completion and 2017 is the year of the beginning. And I was actually very hyped up about it, Keon. Oh, before I go on, Keon used to be a lawyer, and probably she still can practice if she choose to, but now she just flipped the other side. And so I used to be a flight attendant, and I flipped the other side. So we're both doing spiritual work now, completely opposite. But so I was going back to this thing. So I was really excited about 2017 because the year of like the new beginnings and like, yay, end of suffering and like, oh yeah, right? But then as I progressed on in the year, it's now the fourth. Apparently it's not so. I'm still feeling stuck. I'm still feeling shit about myself. And apparently all the letting go is hyped up now, you know?
Mm.
And I was a little bit disappointed, of course. Like I said, 17, I thought the new energy cycle promised so much things. And I did a forecast for myself, and I did a forecast for her. And what the cards show is like there's more shit to be done, more shit shit in the fan moments, and more challenges, which is super disappointing. But on the other hand, I think it's great because it's how you see it, right? If you see it as shit in the fan, oh my god, that's bad. But if you just look at it as opportunity to see who you are, then that's great. So we are here today to contribute our predictions or whatever you call it, our overview for the year 2017. But like I said, don't expect anything like, oh, the pot of gold is here. It's really not like that. In fact, there is more digging to be done. Just like that's exactly why the renovation is here and more digging. Oh God.
Oh,
And
you're so funny.
right. And I was just telling her early on, I had the toothache for 3 days. Last night it was bleeding like it was giving birth. The toothache disappeared and it's back again. So I feel this year we are guided to be more in tune with our bodies because our bodies will tell us the truth. So
Yes.
on to you. What do you have to say?
Okay, I've actually got a few things to say. I jotted down some notes. Now, the energy of 2017 is actually amazing. I've got goosebumps just by saying that. It's a energy that you need to take advantage of. So if you're stuck in your old ways and your old mentality, you're going to see it like a drag. But the energy's there, it's ready for the taking, and anybody can grab that. So it's just about shifting the way, as you said, your perspective and the way you're looking at things as well. I've picked a few different cards as well, a few cards and my own inner wisdom beads, which I absolutely love. So with the inner wisdom beads, the theme for this year, which doesn't surprise me, is fun. It is
That's
surrender, surrender and balance. But I have to also throw in there that truth is definitely there too, like a massive shift. People are not going to be able to tolerate anything that's not their truth. So as like I was just telling you before, this sort of happened for me a few years ago when I gave up my practice and walked away because it just wasn't feeling right. Leonie Dawson, she's just announced these massive changes in her business and that she has to follow her truth. And we're going to see more and more of that this year and from this year on. So it's going to be, I'm really excited about it because I sort of felt this was coming a while ago. I also felt like money is not going to be the focus of everybody's life anymore. We're not going to give it as much power, and that's thanks to people like Donald Trump that have come into power. People are actually saying, hang on a minute, yeah, he's got all this money in the world and look what he's doing. So, we have to have somebody like him. And then we see people like Richard Branson.
See, can you
that's
hear?
That's not the universe disagreeing. But anyway, these are just my downloads. I don't know, there's no right or wrong. So I always tell people, follow your heart. Don't follow anybody else. Your guidance is what is the truth for you. So we get these people to show us the differences. And I think having people like Donald Trump is actually a gift for us. Not that I'm saying I follow him or anything like that, but being able to see how power can go to people's heads and how money can, and how it can cause such imbalance in not just like their country, it's actually worldwide, but I also believe that it's a universal thing. Like I always say that each of us, so you, me, and every animal, every being, every plant in this world, this earth universe, we've all got a job to do, a unique job. The universe is this massive jigsaw puzzle, and we're all the pieces scattered all over the place. And our job's to find our place in that puzzle. Our other job is to help each other out, help each other do that. And I'm hoping and thinking that this year is the year that that's going to happen. People are going to be forced in a way to get more help from each other. And as one of the beads popped up, surrender. So, there's going to definitely be a lot of that, and trust. So,
Speaking of that, actually, another download came to me. It's like now we're doing it despite the renovation. So there is no right time. We can't, because our original plan was to wait till the renovations died down. But I don't know when these people are going for lunch. So we're like, okay, just screw it, we just start. So the other real life incident is just do it, regardless of what's going in the environment, because this is the right time. We are catching the right moment. We are in the flow right now. So why would we wait for other people to stop so that we get in the momentum?
Yes.
Yeah. So that was the message.
That's so true. Also, I started a group on the 1st of January, uncensored, 365 days of uncensored blogging.
I started Spiritual Entrepreneurs 2015, 1st of January.
Oh, and, the funny thing is, it's the first time I've actually ever started a group and not really cared about who turns up, or not put anything onto it, like, from the ego. It was for me. It was like designed for me to be able to push past my own limitations. And it's been really nice to see people actually wanting to join and coming along for the ride. So, the energy is amazing, and it is about people stepping up more and taking that action despite the fears and anything else that might be holding back. So I've pulled a few cards too, and what they say is that we are at the end of a cycle in our life. So it doesn't mean just because it's 2016's finished, 2017 started, everything's going to be.
Yeah.
We have to put the fucking work into it, It's like me when I was a kid. I hated going to school. I hated studying for tests. I used to put the maths book under my pillow and go to sleep and hope that I would just download or, somehow soak in the answers, and I'd go to school and I'd fail miserably. So, you've got to put the work in, and that's what it's about this year. And, we are in Mercury. I always say Mercury retrograde, which is also helping us finish off what we have to finish, end those cycles, end all those things that we're avoiding, that we know we have to do. There's so many things that our own bodies and intuition tell us every day. And yet, the funny thing is, I wrote down today, we're all still searching for answers. we've got the bloody answers. We have the answers. It's just about taking action, little steps at a time. If you want to lose weight and you have, say, 2 sugars in your tea or coffee a day, reduce it to 1. If you can't, if you can't go cold turkey, it's just taking mini steps along the way, just being conscious of it. If you fall off the wagon, that's okay. Just start again. There's no, we're not in the military and we're going to get told off for not standing straight enough or having our uniform on properly. So, it's about that sort of stuff. So, so I think January still got the residue of the last 9 years. So, and there's massive opportunity to clear that up. And, don't forget, it's not just 9 years, it could be lifetimes as well. So don't have that expectation that it's all going to be fucking amazing and, just with the click of a finger it's going to go. But it can if you change your mindset as well. Stop focusing on what you don't have or your fears and things like that and start focusing on the things that you want and on what you do have. So gratitude, forgiveness, though in the presence, what is it? Being in the moment.
Yeah, being in the moment.
That's hard, isn't it? So also one of the cards that came up was that people are healing. So it's a time for great healing, and it's a universal thing. And so healing from anger and hurt and stuff, it's just going to all go to the wayside because people are going to go, it's just not worth it. It's just and a good question to ask yourself is going down that road, what's it going to give me? Is it going to give me what I really want? Like I used to always try and figure out what I wanted and I tried to figure it out like on this massive scale. And it was like, you would never be able to do that. So what I learnt was in each moment, if I was confronted with a decision I had to make or, something, I would make sure that I asked, is this what I really want to do? And I made sure that I said yes or no according to how I felt, my truth. And that it's sort of then you get this momentum and you can actually do it in larger things as well. Don't get me wrong, you still go and do things that you don't want to do for reasons. Maybe you need to learn the lesson of just that little bit more, to sink it in, ingrain it a bit more. I don't know. But, I'm not void of doing that. I've, just recently been through something where I'm like, what the hell did I do that for? So the other one is, again, so it's about our life purpose, and a lot of creativity is going to come out this year. People are going to be really I think it started definitely last year and possibly the year before, but it's going to be even louder this year. And people know that, within, they don't know intellectually, but they do, their intuition, their wise soul knows that that's a key to them fulfilling their life purpose. And that I think our life purpose is to be our true selves. So there's nothing else that we have to do except for being our true selves. And we still fuck that up. So follow that. One thing that I can suggest is just follow that creative
path.
The breadcrumbs. Like just try things out. I mean, don't go and spend thousands of dollars to start a course or whatever. Just try little bits at a time and see what you like. You might find that you, like me, I buy beads and I like to, I don't know what else, take photos and a whole heap of different drawer and stuff like that. So I can't sort of sit with one thing all the time, but that helps me. So it might be like that for other people as well. The negativity there, I don't like to talk about it, but, we do have to confront what's in front of us. And there's going to be a lot of fucking negativity around. But if I know this sounds really cliche, but, the older I get, the more I know that these cliches are true. If we resist that negativity with love and with positivity, it's going to shield us. And something that if we can do on a mass scale, like each one of us do, and be conscious of it, and in the face of anything negative, shut it down, I think that's going to help. So, and speak to people as well. Speak to people that you trust about your fears, and don't go after people that are going to just soothe and enlarge those fears. Go after people that will actually help you get through it and be able to put those fears aside, deal with them, because 99.9% of our fears aren't realised.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's true. I think they went for lunch. See, we send them off to lunch.
Yes. So the other one is about lots of new ideas coming and new opportunities. They're everywhere. And it's about just feeling into it and making a quick decision and saying yes or no to it. A lot of them are actually genuine. So if it's aligned with what you want to do, then go for it. Try it out. Dip your toe in and try that. And the other one is to, always have faith and hope. It's about, this is what I'm getting, it's about being okay with the unknown. We don't know what tomorrow is going to bring us, but we're so we're control freaks and we want to know everything, but it's okay not to know. And I think this year we're going to be in the dark a lot with that sort of stuff, and we're going to have to feel into it a lot energetically and intuitively, and I think that's what's going to help wake people up more as well to that side of themselves. And that's what, when you do that, you're in the heart space, and then you can actually feel connected to each other, which eventually what it leads to is really loving each other and seeing that there's actually no difference between us. I'm you, you're me, we've all got God within. We're all here to be the best version of ourselves, the truest version of ourselves. And if I don't help you, I'm sort of not helping myself either, because it's an imbalance in the world. So if we can think like that and lead with our heart, then, it's going to be fine. And things happen for a reason. So there's no point getting all scared about something that might happen or might not happen, or, somebody said something, and the media is just, don't listen to the fucking media. Yeah. Don't listen to it. It's full of bullshit.
Yeah.
So you posted something the other day. I was actually forgot to mention about that boy, that the 15-year-old that discovered that
Maya Atlantic, some ancient thing. Yeah.
Well, it was found later on that it wasn't actually a discovery of that. So, we don't know whether it's right or whether it's not right or wrong, or whether it's true or not. So, do you know what I mean? It's like even in good things, we don't know if they're accurate.
Yeah.
So, what's the old saying? If you don't see it with your own eyes or don't hear it with your own ears, don't believe it.
Yeah. So
that's it in a nutshell.
That's very quick.
There was also, just quickly, I just got forgiveness.
Yeah.
So that's a huge thing that is coming up as well. And I know that I struggled with this for years and years and years. I was like, who am I to have to forgive anybody or want to forgive anybody? That's up to God and the person that wants the forgiveness, And then I actually came across the Ho'oponopono prayer, and I delved into it a bit more, and it was like life-changing. So, and I realised like how it worked, and it's something that you have to experience yourself. Like all this, gratitude and forgiveness and living in the moment and simplicity and trust and surrender and all of that sort of stuff. You're not going to learn it via anybody else except for your own experience. So just put it out there to the universe. I did it. I said, I want to know what it feels like to have real gratitude, because I didn't feel grateful for anything. And I felt really guilty. And then I learned what it's like to be really grateful.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you just do those sort of things, hopefully, well, not hopefully, definitely the universe will answer.
Yeah. I think supporting your reading, I feel like this year is really being present in our own bodies, getting to know us. Like what are you talking about? What do you mean? Like I'm in my own body. Yes, you are. You think you're in your own body, but do you know what you're going through in your own body? Like, do you have a control over your body? Like over the since June last year, I took 60 days off, and then I still didn't know what I want to do. And so I know I'm onto something big, and I still haven't figured it out completely yet. And then towards the end of last year, I had this pain in my thumb, and I couldn't explain why, but they were saying you're not living your truth. The moment you start speaking and living your truth, the pain will be gone, and it did. And then now my teeth is in pain. And so it's like you have no control over your body, even though you think you are, right? So there's a lot of like being present in your body, being who you are, loving yourself. It's not like just going for massages, but really, what do you need? Like, really focusing on yourself. We are addicted to problems. We are addicted to worries. We are addicted to many things, social media and all the like good stuff. But then all the addiction is to point that we are avoiding our inner self. And this year is a lot about going deep inside and inward. So as you have said, we start the first month with the residue, which is a great word because the first card is actually goddess of justice. What seems to be injustice is actually a blessing. So which is exactly how I felt. Like, geez, like I thought this was the promised land, but why am I going back to hell? Like, what's going on, right? So it's not, and a lot of like one of my students was saying the Chinese astrologist has predicted that 2070 is going to be a bad year for this goat year or something. But good and bad is a story given by us. Good or bad is not the reality. It's a story that we decide whether it's good or bad. So what if the bad is actually the breakdown so that it gives you an opportunity to see who you are and what you are made up of, right? Without these opportunities, you don't know how far you can go. And we all have said we want to reach our full potential. But without these challenges and obstacles, how can we test ourselves and grow ourselves and see how far we can actually go?
Yes.
So
yes.
the second card, which is like March, April, it's about you reap what you sow. So it goes back to you. In fact, all the cards, it's about you and about your family. This year is a lot about you, your relationship with yourself and with your family and with oneness and with God. So it's got nothing to do with the external. The external is a reflection of our internal. And that's what you say, the Donald Trump or whatever it is. It's a mass reflection of how we feel internally. And this is a reflection of us. So if we wake up to our truth, then the external changes and we are addicted to the external and we have given our powers away to the external. And I love what you said to me yesterday. This was our private talk. That over the years, I've been working so hard on my business. It's an addiction to avoid me. And now, suddenly, like I say, I'm expecting the good stuff to happen. Where's my pot of gold? Where's the rainbows? And boom, I'm like, it's not like this. And toothache here, body aches here. And it forced me to look at my fears. It's amplified. So you think you can run away? No. This is not the year. It got amplified. It amplified like to the core. Like you were saying to me, this is the root cause. What is the root cause? And geez, there's no running away this year. It's no running away. In fact, when I was doing a reading for you, what they told me, 1819 is where we start to enjoy the fruits of what we are sowing right now. So exactly what it says, you reap what you sow. And then moving on, it's about oneness. Someone you love is thinking fondly of you at the moment, which I get the idea is the universe. The universe is here to support you. The universe is here waiting for you to say yes to yourself. And it's God and all the angels or whatever you believe in, the higher power, the higher self, loves you. And the reason why you feel you're struggling is because you forgot that you are connected to that source. So
Yes.
reconnect to that source again. And, God has not forgotten about you. You are deeply, deeply loved. And, if you are waiting for the man or the right woman to love you, you are seeking love from the wrong place. The love you're seeking for is within yourself. Then going on, it's the families. Oh my God. Although it says it's the families, the angels surround both you and your family at the moment. Perhaps this is the time when you are really more connected. You are ready to look at the relationships, the dynamics of the relationships, because, oh gosh, it takes a lot of courage to work with the dynamics of the relationships in the family. So, I believe relationships are the foundation of all of us, foundation of our success, foundation of our existence, especially for us women. Any relationship that's off, it affects us, like the teeth, right? Like now I'm like, oh my God, but the entire body's in pain because one area is in pain. So relationships. Then once you get this sorted out, it builds in beautifully towards the end, because the last two cards, the second last card is the angel of new life. An exciting chapter is about to unfold, which makes sense because you let go of the old, then the new can show up, and you are brave to embrace the new. Then the last card is really what you believe you create. No one can harm you. You are protected, you are divinely protected and guided. So this is my overview for the year. And what they told me is actually to not focus so much on what's going to happen the second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. It really depends on your now. It depends on what you decide on the now. Like the action that you take now will determine your future. So the future, even if they promise you the golds and the crystals, but if you don't capture that opportunity now and be that person now and take that next step, then your gold and whatever will not show up. It's not about the future. And so many of us, we are, well, I say this, we are a slave to our past, and we are held hostage by the past, and we are slave to our future. So the future and past does not exist. It's only the now. But the mind tricks you to, like, you have to be this and that. And a lot of false identities have to be let go. And here's the funny thing is, the ego is the identity. If you let go of that identity, then who are you right now? But the ego doesn't want to let go of the identity. It's so funny. It's really very funny. And so we've talked about this, and I think it's really simple. Our message is consistent, is to simplify things this year. So I want to start a new project, as you know, the Cherubelle Society. And it was like this huge, massive thing. And then I had this toothache, right? And then what it was saying is you're biting off more than you can chew. And then the pain removed, and then now it came back again. So pay attention to all the body signs. Like, are you resisting it? So God might give you this project, but if you're making it bigger than it needs to be and you're scaring the shit out of yourself, then it's time to take that one step. And sometimes the ego might tell you, it's just this step. Are you sure? And they'll try to make it, like, they would want to, like, what's that word for it? Dramatize it. Like, no, you should do this, that, like that, and this. And then whatever that the next step is looks so boring, right? And then you don't want to do it. But, it's this next one boring step that will unlock the keys to your kingdom.
Yes. Yeah, very insightful. There's a lot of I could go in and try and talk about everything that you brought up, but there's no need to, because you've hit it all on the head. There was something though in particular, and I can't remember it. So it mustn't be important. I always say if you forget something, it mustn't be important. So
it'll come back again, I guess.
Yeah, it's not meant to be right now.
But I think this year it's like a lot of, we have to like address our fears. We really have to like acknowledge ourselves. Like even charging, like should we charge?
Yes, it was the relationship thing that you brought up, and what I sort of got from that was, because I've sort of been through relationships and things like that. It's more about your relationship with God. Now, I'm not a religious person at all, but I wholeheartedly believe in a God.
Yeah, me too. Creator, the universe, or whatever you call it, like the higher power.
it's non-denominational, so that it's not, and I respect everybody's free choice to, following any religion they want. But for me, it's never been like that ever since I was a kid. I just knew there was one God. There's one God, that's the universe that we are all part of. And we have to build that relationship with ourselves.
Yeah.
And know that, and that's another thing, that cliche, God wants all of his children. And I say he, but, I don't know whether
he or
it's
she,
he,
whatever.
yeah, I don't think it's, anyway, we won't go into that. But God does want all of his children to be happy and to be abundant.
Yeah.
And I've picked up the glimpses of that throughout my life. Like, especially last year, I saw a little glimpse of it and I was like, whoa, that's amazing. And then the ego took over again. It was like, I'm chasing that back again. But I remember that I found that, I saw that or glimpsed it when I was living my truth.
Yeah. And I picked a card, which is oneness, which now it comes to me and say, if we know that you are me and I am you, then why would I hurt you?
Yes.
Why would I start a war?
Yeah.
Right?
Why wouldn't you want to support me, or why wouldn't I want to support you for you to find your happiness?
Yeah. There's this saying in the online world, I wish you well, but only good enough, or something like this. Have you heard?
Nah.
Like, I want you to be well, but only good enough. Like, I don't, so it's still selfish. It's something like, it's saying something like, I wish you well, I want you to do well, but only good enough. But going back to oneness, it's bigger than you, me, the entrepreneur scene. It's like globally the new earth, like even extended to the plants, to the water, or whatever it is. If we just know we're just part of one ecosystem, why would we start a war? Why would we not want to take care of one another? Why would we not want to take care of a blade of grass or something? We're just one. Yeah.
Yes.
And you touched something about money, which is so true. Like, oh God, like even, I was feeling this, and I was like going through a breakdown, and I realized that energy might not be mine. That energy might be me, because I'm sensitive, you're sensitive. I'm tapping onto like something even bigger. And because it's affecting me, therefore it's also part of my story.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That the money part, that we know that money is not the key to success. And so many of us now, we are chasing success. I was chasing success. You were chasing success. And then suddenly we realized, hey, money is not the thing. I was chasing media. I was chasing the glamour. I was chasing the awards. And every time I got there, like, I'm not there. I chased it again. Like that feeling. Yeah. So after so many years, so many of us are waking up to like, that's not it. We've been chasing it for so many years, and so many years, the answer is still not there. It must be somewhere else. Right?
Yes. I know, we had that conversation yesterday. We all wanted to be Oprah.
Yeah.
And then, I sat down, I was like, what would you do if you were Oprah? Like, is it really what you want? And I sat there, I thought about it, and I thought, no.
Yeah.
I just want to be able to read my books and, do just cruise along and stuff like that. Oprah would have a really busy life.
Exactly. Exactly. Try living her life. Like, she ended her 25 years, right? And she said every single day she is on the show. And so for a period of time, I tried to be online every single day, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't. So why don't you step into someone else's life and then attempt it? There's no right or wrong. Don't be afraid whether people will judge you or not. But that's you just trying it. And I feel in 2016 was this year of experimenting different identities and to see what fits, and don't give a shit about what others think about you. And that was what I did. And so I tried Oprah, like, maybe if I do 25 years every single day, I would get to a point, like what you said, I want to be Oprah, right? I tried it for, I think, a month or two, and I'm like, no, I can't do it. It's just, and I don't have a crew. It's just me showing up, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't.
Because there's only one of her.
Yeah.
There's only meant to be one of her.
Yeah.
And each of us have our own roles to fill. And they're just as big in the scheme of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and important.
Yeah, and I feel like, we are in the coaching industry, and if you know it, like go big, be seen, this.
Yeah.
I think that energy is also dying, that go big or go home. It's
Mm-hmm.
literally home is here. There's no home,
Yeah.
And I really feel it's to simplify things and just stop living your truth based on other people, what they say, like, oh, look at me. And there
Yeah.
is definitely a shift in business. Leonie Dawson says, I have a shift in my business too. And at this point, you might be wondering, shit, I feel the shift, but I don't know what to do. And it's okay. Like what Keon says,
Yeah.
it's okay. It's okay. The beauty is in the unknown, because in the unknown lies everything that is possible.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It's having that faith that you always be well cared for, and I don't like to use the word better, but what you get is like the taste of what you get when you actually get it. It's way better than what you can even imagine. You might be striving for this and you get this. And I don't mean that in like monetary things or whatever, but it can be that too. I mean, I know, from past things, I've been chasing something like that, and then I get something like that, I go, oh wow, I was lucky that didn't happen, and that didn't happen because this happened instead. So it's about that. So it's about trusting and believing that you will always be cared for, and that you will get what you want. And that's another thing, people always say, oh, I'm not getting what I want, God doesn't deliver, stuff like that. And that's crap. I'm telling you, it's crap. You will get what you want one way or another, and it'll come disguised as so many different things. So as losing your job, as a relationship ending, just a whole car accident, I don't know, whatever. Because what you want is possibly really scary and you think unattainable, but you've put it out there and the universe is making way for you to get there. So it causes all this discomfort so that you can change, so you can align and get onto that path so you can get what you want. I've done it so many times and things have happened and it's like, oh my gosh, I was going this way and now I'm going that way, and then, now it's this way. But I always got what I wanted along the way. And it's knowing what you want. So want and need are two different things. So that's really important. I teach about that, like, I think it's the first step to everything in your life, to creating that really strong foundation.
Okay. I have this guidance to do another one card for the business, because I know a lot of us are entrepreneurs, right? Like online entrepreneurs, solopreneurs to be exact. Most of us are solopreneurs. So let's do a one card reading for the energies in the business. I know what you think. You also know what I think, right? There will be massive changes in the online scene just because people are waking up. That's just a simple fact. So I feel like what Keon said early on, you don't need to invest in thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of programs, which that was the energy in that era which served us. But in this new era, it's no longer serving us. So these 10K, 30K, whatever K, it's not the energy anymore. And look at me, that energy is also gone. So since I've started, I'm going to continue. Like whatever that your marketing, the one size fits all system, like follow me, buy me, this is a system to the highway, it's not going to work. What is going to work, especially for us heart-based, spiritual, women, gifted, talented, solopreneurs, because we don't have 3 arms or, 10 helpers or 10 employees. It goes back to managing what you can. Start from where you are. It doesn't mean that this is a small business with no impact. That's not true. That's a lie. You can be one person, but a huge impact. Look, it's one person, me and my assistant, and I've got 20,000 people in my group. Maybe big, maybe small, I don't know. But that detached from that impact, right now for your own business, stop thinking about, I need to go big, I need to go big. What they told me is that your job is not the business. Your job is to be you. When you are you and so happy and not, well, I wouldn't want to use the word contented, but happy living in your purposeful life, making meaningful money, and living that dream and whatever that you say you want, by just doing so, you are already contributing to the world because you're not adding negative pollution to the already negative stuff. So you might be thinking, oh my God, I'm the only one, what can I do? Well, try being in a room with a mosquito and see how the mosquito can impact you. So if you're a solopreneur, just start with you, because you are your business is an extension of you. So stop following everyone else, but listen to your own inner guidance. And I feel like in the years to come, we will be our own coach. We will be our own healer because we are connected. So this is the time to learn to be connected. So therefore, there will be a shift in the energy scene. All right, so for the card, for the energy, again, the oneness shows up. Someone of you is thinking fondly of you at the moment. So oneness is really you connected with everyone else. So like Cheryl Bell, right? I created it based on what I think people need, but it's driving me crazy. So what you think people need may not be what they need. So right now, instead of being so focused on yourself, you need to go back down to where the people are and start connecting with people and listening to them. Stop focusing on yourself, because when you're like, oh my God, I should do this, then it's all about you. It's about serving other people. So don't make it about you, but make it about them. When you start making about them, then your 3-part system, your video series, your photos doesn't even come to play, because you're just connecting like this. Right? I mean, both Keon and I connected like this. There was no video. I mean, there was a video, but there wasn't like fancy photos. I had to fly over to Australia. No, it was just very, very simple. So drop the big guns like, oh, I need this to succeed. No, start from where you are. If you have an iPhone or an Android, use that as a video. Just use that. Forget about buying the big guns, the big camera, because I have a lot of like things, but I end up don't using it because the ego says, you need more. So go back to fundamental, which is connecting with people. And once you know what your people need, then you can create a product or service to solve their problem, and it's not your problem.
Well, I get for me, the biggest message was self-healing. And, your inner intuition. People are just going to open up more and more. Everybody has the ability to, everybody's intuitive. There's nobody that's not. You just have to know how to tap into it and trust. I think that you said something about healing and stuff like that. We need to heal ourselves first. So anything that you want to give to somebody else. So if you want to be of service to somebody, have a look, turn it around and say, how can I give that to me first? Give it to you.
You said something very crucial for me yesterday. Be the mother I want for my children. That was the biggie. Do you know?
Yes, yeah. Like be the mother that you wanted to have to your I remember. It sounded more eloquent when we were in the moment. And there's also, I get, like with your business too, what's coming is that have gratitude for what you have. Have gratitude for the opportunity that you are even able to explore having a business and make it fun. Really look at the fun side of things. Just be yourself. They're the things that I can say. Be your own guru. Listen to yourself. Of course, have people you can trust as well. You need that. We all need that. We need support. We need that those genuine relationships. And unfortunately, there's not a lot of them out there either. And there are some people that are still so in their, stuck in their competitive and stuff like that. they put posts out and say, hey, you know, I'm offering people to interview, and people send them, you know, information, but they want to know, hang on, how many followers do you have, or how many this do you have, and stuff like that, and they won't even respond. Well, have the courtesy to respond to people. Have the courtesy to treat people the way you want to be treated. Don't always look at big. Big isn't better. Big is not better. I'm telling you that. It's not. Simplicity is best, and just love.
Yeah. So that goes back to, if you take money out of the equation, then you have time to actually care and love about people. Then every person that comes into your business is not about the dollar sign. It's not about closing the sale.
Yes. And that feels icky. You know, like when people say, oh, it feels icky for me, it's because you've got that thing about the dollars and, you know, how much am I going to make? You're sitting there working out, okay, so for example, when I was a lawyer, we charged every 6 minutes, you know, so it was like the clock was ticking. Not that I actually ever really followed that. Like, I was never one of those person. Yes, I had a high hourly rate, but I never actually thought about the money. Sort of, it was weird. I thought about being successful financially, but in the moment I wasn't like that. But yeah, I think it's just really, I mean, people will probably be saying, but we need money. Yes, we do need money. We do need money, but you don't need that much money. When you really sit down and figure out what you want in life, it actually doesn't cost that much. Because what you want to do won't actually cost you that much.
Yeah, it's so stressful, because when I was tapped into the go big, you need to make 7 figures, I was causing myself so much stress. And then when I actually grow up and you tame down and you slow down, it's like, I don't want to give myself so much stress. I want to make more than enough money. That money is no longer an issue. But that is also a core state, because I no longer struggle with money, but yet that state didn't change, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Even if you have $1 million in your bank account, you still be in that state, because I played the whole take through, and I know, it's like, oh God, I'll be like, shit, now it's like, now I'm 6 figures now. I'm no longer 7. You know, I feel like I will still be that energy. So that is the state that you have to change. But you're right. Going after the 7 figures, why? Like, I mean, it will come by default when you're just being in the flow, because that's abundance. But you're forcing it to happen. That's when you're killing yourself. Just to be cool, you know what I mean? Like the cool kids. Like,
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, because people have to go through that process. We said that yesterday. The thing is, though, like, I remember I used to always say, gosh, you know, I just want money so I can travel and, you know, live that lavish lifestyle. And then I got the money and I started traveling. Do you know how shitty it is living in a hotel room, like, you know, for 2 weeks and not freaking eating home cooked meals and stuff like that? Like, and then I'm like, okay, now I can go anywhere I want in the world. I can go anywhere. Have I gone anywhere? No. Like, you know, I'm just like, no, I don't actually really think that I want to travel that much.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, when you don't have it, you want it, and then when you can have it, it's like, I don't think I really want it now.
It's the concept of, like, I need to be there, that there is the happiness. So, like, I told you I wanted, like, travel every 3 months, but something was telling me it's very unfair to your children, because they need a base. And so what I did was just booked a 1-day staycation, and I couldn't take it because there was no space and the kids were just in my face. So, you know, just experiment instead of just living in your head.
Yes, that's perfect advice, because I remember, you know, remember the whole cafe lifestyle with your laptop and internet
the
connection.
Beach and the margaritas.
Travel the world, in front of Paris and this, you know, the Eiffel Tower and stuff like that. You know, we all wanted that. And then somebody said, or I read somewhere, take your laptop to the local cafes or go to another suburb or into the city or something and sit there and do it for a few days, or for a few weeks, and see whether you're in alignment with that lifestyle. Because half the time you're going to go, you know what, I couldn't be getting dressed today. I just want to sit here in my pajamas and be able to walk to my freaking fridge when I want to, and, you know, go and pat my dogs, or go and have a lie down, or, you know, whatever, go and have a shower at whatever time of the day. I couldn't be going out into the bloody world and fighting for a spot, and then, you know,
Yeah,
whatever.
I totally agree. That's so funny. It's true. So it looks very glamorous in your head, and when you watch too much HGTV, like all the glam and the traveling, it does change your psyche. But try it, you know, just try it, because I have 3 young children. It's really unfair to just take them, and it's very tiring. And my expat friends, they have to travel every like year because of work, and you admire them and like, oh, that's so cool. But they say the kids, there's so much stress with the kids because they uproot and they have to start all over again. So for children, it's stability. So I tried that, in that I rented a service apartment with the kitchen and, you know, like stuff and the sofa. I couldn't take it because there's no space. My kids were in my face all the time. Like,
You know, there's another thing too, like with the for example, so when I was a lawyer and I was, you know, chasing that success sort of thing, I'd go on holidays, and it would be like, it was like going on a holiday for other people, because it was expected to do that. Do you know what I mean? And then, you know, you'd put things up on
social media.
Checked in at, you know, the international airport and stuff.
Oh my God, yeah.
I mean, I actually honestly get excited by seeing other people posting stuff like that. I do love watching people travel and knowing about their lives. So there's a part to Facebook that I absolutely love and adore, but you can see the ones that are doing it not from that place of that genuine place. And I was like that. I put my hand up to it. I know that I travelled to some places only because people said, you know, only the rich go there or whatever. And I'm like, fuck, you know, I better get going there.
Yeah,
and
just to prove a point.
It's not even, you know, all that and whatever.
I know you were saying something like that as well. And, you know, to be honest, now I don't even desire to post too much of my stuff online, like where I am. Once in a while, I'm just posting it for fun. But there wasn't like, oh, I need to show off, like what you said. Like there really isn't a need. I don't know. It's you just grow up, I think.
But there's some people, like, you know, I did it.
I did it too.
But it's a learning process. I'm not judging. We all go through things, and if we judge that person, we're not allowing them to become their truest self.
No, I'm just saying that we were there.
I know. Yeah, I'm not saying that you would do it. I'm just saying in general, leave people alone. You know, leave people do what they fucking want to do. It's none of your business. Don't judge the other person.
I've done it all. The laptop trying to show that I've made it. It's just a learning growth. It's a process, I think.
Yeah. Just
we'll get there.
Be happy with who you are, and you will be rich. That's it.
Yeah. You said something the other day. It's not about money. Remember what you said on Facebook? If you're chasing money or whatever, at the end of the day, it's not what you're chasing.
I can't remember. I say a lot of things.
No, it's about like money is not what you're chasing or something.
Money, I can't. Money doesn't buy what you're chasing. So, or something like that. Yeah,
it's not. So anyway, this is our overview. We have talked about a lot of things and a lot of real life happening stuff. So I hope you enjoy this. And so where can we find your website?
So it's keonbayani.com. So KEYONBAYANI.com. And also my new Facebook group. So it's Keon Bayani Facebook, and I've already put a post there, I think it was a few days ago, for the new blogging group. And today, because Elyse has given me a kick up the arse, I'm actually going to put my readings back up, and I'm only going to take 3 people a day, so 5, maybe 4 or 5 days a week. And I'll be putting that up soon too. So if you want one-on-one with me, and I've decided that 124 US for this year. So that's gone down actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I highly recommend Keon's reading. I mean, she did a reading for me the other day, and she tapped into something that I've not told anybody. And I don't intend to share it with you either. So, but yeah. I highly, highly, highly recommend her readings. And so if you need a reading for the year, please look her up. As for me, wait for my Cherubelle Society.
Yes,
I think,
looking forward to that.
yeah, for that, it's about visibility, but God has told me visibility is not about strategy. It's not. So I'm really excited about this. As before I start that, I want to be responsible for myself and for you as towards you as well. So I want to make sure I kick my own ass and clear my own shit before I really start this. So we all have to walk our talk. Nobody gets to escape and cheat the law of attraction. And especially law of attraction, it's really, really powerful now, and everything is going to manifest very, very quickly. So good and bad, so it depends on how you look at it. Bad if you like did something bad, but good if you did something good, right? But,
no, even in the bad things, there's good that will come out of it. So just remember that
it's about
not
balance.
Happening to you, it's happening for you.
Yeah.
So everything is happening for you, even if it doesn't look like that in the moment.
Yeah. So the first card was everything that's injustice is actually a justice. So, but whatever it is, we don't get to cheat the law of attraction. It's here to balance us. Mm-hmm. So it's here to, if it's something bad happens to you, look it as a mirror. Like, oh my God, what have I done, and what can I shift so that I can attract more good stuff to myself? It's not a punishment. So, alrighty. Thank you for watching this. We will catch up soon, and take care. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.